The Ghost in the Shell live-action movie has finally come out. Here's 10 interesting things you may have not known about this Ghost in the Shell franchise and its live-action counterpart. The live-action version of Ghost in the Shell stars Scarlett Johansson as the Major. The Major has originally been known as Motoko Kusanagi in the various Ghost in the Shell properties. The Major is 5 feet 6 inches, or 168 centimeters, and she has been shown to be in her early 30s, although closer to her mid-20s in the manga. Compare the Major to the very real Scarlett Johansson. She's 5 feet 3 inches, or 160 centimeters, and 32 years old. Although I did mention the Major's real name being Motoko Kusanagi, this was changed to Mira Killian for Scarlett Johansson's character in the live-action version. The voice for the Major in the original is Satsuko Tanaka. She's been the voice for her in all of the Ghost in the Shell movies and both of the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex seasons. You may know her from a few other anime series. There's Lisa from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Claudette from all the Queen's Blade series, if you know what that is, and even Bayonetta from Bayonetta Bloody Fate. The Major notably did get a change in the voice actress for the Ghost in the Shell Arise project. There, she's voiced by Maya Sakamoto. You may recognize her from a few anime series too. She's Layla from the Code Geass spin-off, Hitomi from Escaflowne, Ciel Phantomhive from Black Butler, and the lovable Haruhi from the Oran Host Club. A very interesting fact about this Ghost in the Shell live-action movie: the original voice actors for the Major and the other original cast are returning for the Japanese dub for this movie, so at least in Japan, they are a bit more Japanese. Ghost in the Shell was born originally as a manga created by the author Masamune Shiro. It later then had the 1995 Ghost in the Shell anime film released. Since then, the property has seen various iterations. There's the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex series, 2 seasons plus a movie. There's the reimagining of the series with the Ghost in the Shell Arise series. A sequel to the original 1995 Ghost in the Shell movie has also been made, that one titled Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. The original Ghost in the Shell film was even re-released as Ghost in the Shell 2.0. This included new audio and even certain scenes remade in CGI. This is not even getting into the various games over the years. Ghost in the Shell has become an iconic name since its release back in the 90s, but did you know, it almost ended up with a different name. The author, Shiro, took the story to his publisher, Young Magazine. They ended up loving the story and concept he created, but they did prefer if he changed the name. Instead of Ghost in the Shell, they preferred to go with Mobile Armored Riot Police. Supposedly, this was to be more marketable. Shiro did everything he could to convince them to keep the title. Eventually, they came to a compromise. In Japan, this series is known as Mobile Armored Riot Police Ghost in the Shell. Even to this day, that original title is still used. It just became smaller. You may be surprised to know that this Ghost in the Shell movie is not the first try at a live-action version of it. Let me introduce you to Project 2501. It was essentially a fan film. It featured artists working from all over the world, most of which who have never actually met in person. Oh, and in that version, you'll be surprised to know that they actually managed to find a Japanese actress to play the Major. You could go ahead and Google around to find a short clip of this movie project. Fair warning, it does contain Asian boobs, so definitely not safe for work. The original Ghost in the Shell movie was the very first anime film to get a release date at the same time outside of Japan. The reason? The goal was to bring Ghost in the Shell and anime to a mainstream international audience. They hoped that this anime film would blow up in the US and the UK. Unfortunately, the exact opposite happened. It bombed in theaters. Luckily, it did later find its audience on VHS and DVD, becoming a cult hit. Originally, the villain chosen to go against the Major in Section 9 was supposed to be the Laughing Man in this live-action version. the Laughing Man being a key antagonist hacker from Season 1 Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. As you see in this live action movie, this was changed to Hideo Kuze. The reason for this change was that they wanted to make his story more intertwined with the Major due to their past. Even though the laughing character was not used, Kuze still notably has some traits from the Laughing Man. In the 1995 Ghost in the Shell film, you may or may not have noticed something about the Major. Since she is a cybernetic shell housing a cyber brain, the director Ushi went ahead and had fun with the visuals in the movie. The Major notably never blinks once in the movie. This is a minor detail, and the director hoped this would create this doll-like, creepy feeling from Motoko. This Ghost in the Shell movie marks the third time for Scarlett Johansson playing an enhanced, superpowered female. The first one you're definitely familiar with, Black Widow from the Avengers. But wait, the Black Widow is not enhanced, or is she? You're left to wonder about this in the MCU version of her, but in the comics, the Black Widow has been enhanced similarly to Captain America. The second enhanced kick-ass female is Lucy from Lucy, after a synthetic drug accidentally entered her body. According to the movie, Lucy is able to use more than 10% of her brain. This somehow resulted in her getting enhanced physical and mental abilities, including telepathy, telekinesis, and mental time travel. Definitely hook me up with some of that stuff. Finally, the whole controversy revolving around this movie, the whitewashing claims. The Major has been reimagined various times throughout the different Ghost in the Shell properties. In this live action iteration, the Major, aka Motoko Kusanagi, has been renamed to Major Mira Killian. You should know that even in the anime series, the Major does not remember her real name. Motoko Kusanagi is her alias. But more importantly is what everyone is focused on, the Major being portrayed as a non-Japanese character by Scarlett Johansson. How much of this has had an effect on the opening box office is debatable, but the movie bombed its opening weekend. The movie opened in third place with 19 million, half of what had been projected. It got beat out by films 1 and 2, Boss Baby and Beauty and the Beast. Both of those films made more than double what Ghost in the Shell did. Clearly, this has been a sensitive issue for a lot of people. This, however, does not include the Japanese owners for the Ghost in the Shell franchise. In their words, looking at her career so far, I think Scarlett Johansson is well cast. She has a cyberpunk feel, and we never imagined it to be a Japanese actress in the first place. This is a chance for a Japanese property to be seen around the world. It just makes you wonder, what would have happened if they had gone with their first choice? It turns out that Margot Robbie was originally chosen for the role of the Major. That eventually fell through since she was cast as Harley Quinn for Suicide Squad. So how about you? Where do you stand on this whole controversy? Hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more anime videos like this one. You don't want to miss any new anime videos every week. If you are a Ghost in the Shell fan, definitely make sure to post your own thoughts on the movie below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.